Breaking news: the Los Angeles Chargers are lighting up the headlines. Big news is coming out of Los Angeles, and Chargers fans everywhere need to hear this. We've got not one, not two, but a triple dose of good news about your team. This is the kind of update that can change the way you see the season ahead, so don't miss a second. But before we dive into the latest updates, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and hit that bell icon so you never miss breaking Chargers news. We bring you fast, honest updates, and you'll always be the first to know. Alright, let's move on to the new news. Now, let's rewind for a moment. Chargers fans, when was the last time you felt this level of excitement? Was it the Air Coryell days? LaDainian Tomlinson tearing up the field? Phillip Rivers slinging it like a man on a mission? Or maybe this is your first time seeing the Bolts at full power. Tell us in the comments, we'd love to know when you last felt this kind of energy. Alright, here's the first big headline from today's practice report. After a stretch of injuries and limited participation, we're finally seeing some key players back on the field. Bradley Bozeman is practicing again. Deshaun Hand is full go. Cam Hart is full go. Dante Jackson, full go. Long snapper? Good. Elijah Molden? Good. Trey Pipkins is back. Sure, the Chargers are still missing Mekhi Becton, but this wave of returns is a huge boost heading into the next game. For the first time in weeks, it feels like the roster is stabilizing and momentum is building. Stay tuned, because the next two pieces of good news are even bigger. That was good news number 1. Now let's move to good news number 2, and this one could shape the Chargers' entire season. Let's talk about Dante Jackson. Through just 3 weeks, the numbers are starting to tell a story. Under defensive coordinator Jesse Minter, Dante Jackson is transforming into a true difference-maker for Los Angeles. This is big, because coming in, a lot of fans weren't convinced. His career has had its ups and downs, and his signing didn't exactly cause headlines to explode. But here's what makes this so impressive: even without facing the league's toughest wideouts yet, Jackson is playing with confidence and discipline. Kansas City's receiving core was limited. Vegas didn't bring much heat. Courtland Sutton made some noise, but overall the defense held steady. And still, Jackson is standing out, something that hasn't always been the case in his career. Why does this matter so much? Because it signals a new blueprint for how the Chargers can build a contender. Instead of chasing only high-priced free agents or flashy draft picks, the team can identify steady veterans like Jackson, solid, athletic, maybe overlooked, and develop them into top-level players. And the development part is the secret weapon. Nobody talks enough about development in pro football. But under this staff, with the strength and conditioning coach brought over from Michigan by Jim Harbaugh, players are being pushed beyond their previous ceilings. These are elite athletes turned into something even sharper, more disciplined, more dangerous. If the Chargers keep drafting smart and targeting mid-level free agents with upside, while continuing to develop them like this, we're not just seeing a short-term bump, we're seeing the foundation of a long-term powerhouse. And here's what makes this even more exciting: it's not just the new signings. You can actually see the transformation happening with players who were already here before Jim Harbaugh arrived. Some of these guys have simply leveled up, faster, sharper, and more confident than we've seen in years. That's why Dante Jackson's story is so important. Look at his career arc. With the Panthers on his rookie deal, he came out hot, 4 interceptions as a rookie, then 3 the next year, then 2 again, then 1. Last season he started to turn it back on. Fast forward to now, in his first 3 games as a Charger, he's already picked off a pass. That's a statement. It feels like we're watching the younger, hungrier Dante Jackson of 2019 and 2020 come back to life, only this time in powder blue. And if the Chargers can do this with him, they can do it with others too. This is why good news number 2 matters so much. It's not just one player playing well, it's proof of a system that takes mid-tier free agents and turns them into impact players. And now, here comes good news number 3, because the ripple effects of this run even deeper. That's the formula every winning franchise dreams of: draft smart, develop talent, and sign free agents you can elevate beyond what they were on their last team. Simple to say, tough to execute, but when it works, it changes everything. And here's where the next piece of good news comes in. Recently, a lot of talk has been swirling about the Chargers possibly making a trade for a big-name running back. But hidden underneath all the trade rumors is something many people overlooked: there's still real talent sitting in free agency right now. Fans sometimes assume, if the roster's thin, that's it, you're stuck. But that's not the case. The market is deeper than it looks. Even with injuries reshaping the backfield, options remain open, and some of them are intriguing. Take Najee Harris for example. He barely missed a game in 4 years and is finally finding momentum this season. Yes, injuries can strike at any time, but it shows how steady production can be found if you know where to look. And then there's Donovan Edwards. Michigan fans know this guy well. He's unpredictable, but he's also a gamer. Maybe not flashy on every snap, but when the lights are bright, he finds a way to show up. That kind of mindset is exactly what a developing roster can use: depth, hunger, and the ability to seize the moment. So even beyond the trade rumors, the Chargers have a pathway to strengthen their running back room without mortgaging the future. That's why this third wave of good news matters. It's about options, flexibility, and not being boxed in. Every once in a while you stumble across a player who makes you stop and double-take. 6 carries. 112 yards. 3 touchdowns. That's the kind of stat line that jumps off the screen, and it's why names like Donovan Edwards are so intriguing. He's a unique case: talented, still young, and potentially available for almost nothing. Sometimes all it takes is the right situation to unlock a player's full potential. Edwards had a stint with the Jets earlier this year, but it never quite clicked. That's not necessarily a red flag. Sometimes the fit just isn't right. In the right system, a back with his instincts and burst can surprise a lot of people. Then there's Zach Moss. Injuries have slowed him down, but when he's healthy, he's shown real power and vision. And for a backfield that needs a spark, that kind of high-ceiling option can be a difference maker. And yes, Gus Edwards is out there too, but if we're being honest, that's probably the least exciting route. What the Chargers really need is upside, a running back who can create game-changing plays, not just fill a roster spot. And here's the bonus good news: the schedule ahead looks beautiful for the Chargers. After battling through 3 straight divisional opponents, and winning all 3, the team now heads into a stretch that's far more favorable. That's momentum, that's confidence, and that's an opening for this roster to get healthy, reload, and start stacking wins. Right now the Chargers have something they haven't had in a long time: a real opportunity. 3 games. 3 wins. All inside the division. And now the door is wide open to build on that momentum. It's funny, as fans, sometimes you don't even realize how unexcited you were until a moment like this hits. Think back, 2019 felt like hope. Brandon Staley came in, Justin Herbert was rising, and it felt like maybe something was building. But the truth is, you can't fake a real football team. Talent alone isn't enough. Fast forward to today, and it's different. With Jim Harbaugh leading, Justin Herbert in command, a hungry defense, and a coaching staff that's turning potential into production, the Chargers finally look like a complete football team. They're winning tough games, winning the right way, and doing it with an identity that fans can believe in. As a Lions fan, I know that feeling. I've seen rosters full of stars but no real core. It's exciting on the surface, but when a team truly clicks, you feel it in your gut. And right now, that's what's happening in Los Angeles. Next up, a sneaky but huge chance to go 4-0. It's the kind of game that can confirm everything we've been seeing, or reset the conversation entirely. Either way, this is a moment to watch closely. Tell me in the comments, when was the last time you felt this level of confidence in the Chargers? Because this team is different, and the next chapter is about to be written.